Good morning, good afternoon or good evening, depending on when you are watching this maths video. Today we are going to be looking at integrating ax plus b to the power of n. Integration reverses differentiation, so let's take a step back. If we were differentiating 2x plus 1 to the power of 5, it would be 5 times 2x plus 1 to the power of 4 times 2. To differentiate, you differentiated the outer function and then multiplied by the derivative of the inside function, what is inside the bracket. To undo this, you integrate the outside function and divide by the derivative of what's inside the bracket. In general then, if you are integrating ax plus b to the power of n, we increase the power by 1, so that's ax plus b to the power of n plus 1 over a times n plus 1. And we have to write plus c because it's an indefinite integral. Now, you are not given this formula on the formula sheet. You need to know this formula, learn this formula and be able to use it. It is not a formula that's given on the formula sheet. Okay, so let's do some examples. Number 1, if we were asked to integrate 2x plus 1 to the power of 6. Now remember, here's our rule here, integrating ax plus b to the n, increase our power by 1 and divide by a, which is the coefficient of x, times n plus 1. So let's do that. That's simply increase your power by 1, that would make that 7, and divide by 2 times your increased power. So that would be, and now remember it's an indefinite integral, so I've got to write plus c plus your constant. So that would be 2x plus 1 to the power of 7 over 14 plus c. And that's us finished that. Okay, now let's do a second one. 1 minus 2x to the power of 3 upon 2. We do exactly the same thing. We want to increase our power by 1. So 1 minus 2x to the power of increase it by 1. That would be 5 upon 2, increasing it by 1. And we want to divide by our increased power times the coefficient of x. Coefficient of x this time is minus 2. And again, it's an indefinite integral, so we need to put plus c. That's not an optional extra. Here we would have 1 minus 2x to the power of 5 upon 2. And if we multiply the fraction together there, we would get negative 5. Now you can leave it like that, or you could take it out at the negative 1/5 times 1 minus 2x to the power of 5 upon 2 plus c. But the second last line is absolutely fine too. Okay, let's do number 3. Now number 3 is a definite integral, it is not an indefinite integral. We've got our lower limit 0 and our upper limit 2, so a definite integral. And the other thing that's different here is it is not ready to be differentiated. You always have to check, is this ready to be, integrated? Is this ready to be integrated? And it's not. So let's prepare it for integration. Let's do this first of all. Now that we would have to write that, that's 1 over 4. I'm going to do this here so you can see that would just be 1 over. And this would be 4x plus 1 to the power of a half. And our dx would be there. What's happened is they often do that, right, the dx. That's 1 upon 4x plus 1 to the power of a half. Now that's in the bottom, so that would be 4x plus 1 to the negative a half dx. That's not an optional extra. The exam board will take marks off you if you don't write that. Okay, integrating 4x plus 1 to the negative a half with respect to x. Now we are ready to integrate, so we can do our integration. And the rule for integration, remember, is increase your power by 1. So that would become 4x plus 1 to the power of a half. And we would divide by 4 times a half. And the limits would be 0 and 2. So I'm just going to go across here and tidy that up a wee bit before we start substituting our limits. So that's 4x plus 1 to the power of a half divided by 2. And the limits are 0 to 2. So let's put these in now. So if I put the value 2 in there, that's 4 times 2 plus 1. to the power of a half divided by 2 minus 4 times 0 plus 1 to the power of a half divided by 2. So this would give me 9 to the power of a half over 2 minus 1 to the power of a half over 2. So that is equal to 9 to the power of a half is equal to 3. So that's 3 upon 2 minus 1 to the power of a half is 1. So that is equal to 1. So that's our answer there when we do that definite integration. Thank you.